Yo, what's good? Welcome to another episode of Posted on the Block podcast. I'm your host, Stu. We cover all things metaverse, NFTs, crypto, all money making opportunities in space. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves one by one. Let's get it.
Yo, what up, what up? It's your boy Shay, tapping in Florida.
It's your girl Z, DeFi Tycoon.
Yeah, for sure. I know in this today's episode, we're gonna tap into just the inflation, the current state, this inflation being high as it is in 40 years, and then we're just gonna tap into like the current state of like crypto, and just with the inflation rates rising just initially, I know like the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. So in this game, it's a game of assets. So just having assets such as whether it's even real estate, stocks, businesses, whatever, those people are making money where the other people that don't got that game of assets where the value of those rates or the things that you have increase, then you just on the opposite end. And then even with crypto and Bitcoin and just things like that, just crypto's current climate as far as where we're at in a um, just an overall market climate as far as the market cap, whether we think it's going up or down, just personal predictions and everything. But just to start off, what's y'all's current uh, state of like the crypto climate as far as is it a good time to buy certain cryptos at a discount? Or are you waiting for a certain period for it to drop, or what exactly are you looking at with this current crypto climate, along
I
with
think it,
the inflation?
uh, I think we've been in a good position to buy for a while now. I think we still in that accumulation stage. If you got anything that you already previously invested in, as far as like crypto, like I'll, I'm definitely adding to those bags. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the price, like you said, it's like everything for sale right now. So I definitely think it's a good time to buy and accumulate more.
Yeah, same man. It's everything is still in the red. Just like it's a good time to just sharpen your strategy and just keep accumulating your bag and just literally just waiting for that bull run to come back, which is what everybody's doing. Don't panic, as we always say, and just keep watching the market and watching it. Don't throw your whole bag in at once, and just be smart about it.
So what do y'all
That to be said.
so what do y'all say about like in terms of people look towards Bitcoin as being like that hedge against inflation? Just even from numbers from like 2008 and just how much, if you would have bought, if you would have had like one share of Bitcoin back then, you would have like that $20,000 or wherever the market is right now. Um, just in terms of like how like the inflation rates are and everything, is Bitcoin that? Do y'all think Bitcoin will be that true hedge against inflation? 'Cause right now it's going down, just along with the rest of the market, even the stock market.
It's,
I
Huh?
think
I mean, not by itself. Yeah.
Oh no, what I was saying is that I think that at that time when people were buying in around that time, what year did you say? Like around what,
Oh, it,
2018 and stuff,
2008.
2008, even around then,
it's my original.
we didn't have all the blockchains that we have right now. So there was no Polygon. There wasn't Binance wasn't as structured as it was to be able to have all the NFTs and everything that it has. Cardano wasn't built up as much as it is right now. So it's just like we have a lot more options than just Bitcoin now. So I do feel like that's part of the reason that people are diversifying their portfolios. I don't want to say people are leaving or selling off their Bitcoin, because I do feel like a lot of people still hold Bitcoin. I just feel like people are diversifying their portfolios a lot more and being smarter, and because people are involved on different projects that are on different blockchains. So like the use case for Bitcoin is becoming minimal, which I think that's what's going on as well too. It's not just like the inflation cost too. We got to take into consideration what people are doing with it. So it's just like people used to use Bitcoin just for transactions and stuff, but now I can use a lot more other coins for transactions. Even the shit coins, I can use those for transactions. Some people take Shiba as money to be able to purchase. So it's just like even NFTs. Some people would just take NFTs as forms of payment as well too. So it's just like you can't. A lot has changed, and I believe like the market is taking a whole nother shift where people are just really legit diversifying their entire portfolios.
I
Yeah.
agree. What I was saying was I don't think that it's I agree like to piggyback on what you were saying. Like I don't think they could do it by Bitcoin could do it by itself. That's why you see people taking their Bitcoin and like be investing in something else. Like I think that the Bitcoin I don't know, I'm not gonna say like the craze is dying down. Like Z was saying though, with so many other options out here, it's like you don't have to go that route necessarily. You know what I mean? I think that just for the sake of that coin being like one of the founding cryptos, so to speak, that it's always gonna have its clout in a way. But I don't feel like I've never been a person who subscribed to like Bitcoin is the only way.
Yeah. I just think coming in, just somebody that's new to investing, I think Bitcoin might be the most known or safest option. Just for somebody that is coming in from the outside looking in, it might not be looking to get as deep into looking at the crypto climate and just like, yo, where's just some I can just stack my money or just put my money in this asset. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, I say Bitcoin is the most known option, and to them, it
Mm-hmm.
might be the most safest way on like how they can go about that. That might not necessarily be true once you get in. Once you get in, you break it down, but it depends on what that person is looking for. If you're looking
True.
if you're looking for like percentage gains and everything like that, there's some coins that have outperformed Bitcoin like in percentage gains wise. I would say, but if you're looking for just a place to where just to deem your money and put your money in the asset, I think Bitcoin is considered like an asset class because it is, you know, it has businesses do take that form of currency and as far as accepting and payment, and it is like, you know, developed even by a whole country as far as, you know, a payment system. So I feel like Bitcoin does have a lot of good advantages. Do I invest in it personally? No, just because I'm just kind of in it and I see other coins opportunities I can make more money, but it just depends on what you're looking to. um I think for me, it just depends on what you're looking to actually get out of it and how much you're willing to like put into it. I feel like if you're just kind of outside looking in, you just want to throw some money or something, and it's like, yo, what's something I could do that I know I could pretty much guarantee, you know, a percentage that I would make back, and this coin is not going to drop or go to zero or just disappear or something funny with my money. Then I would say just go with Bitcoin in terms of that. But if you're not really trying to put too much in, which is nothing wrong with that, you still, I feel like money's still going to be made in this market. I just feel like you got to do a little bit more groundwork if you get into those other cryptos. I think um, just for everybody else listening, I just wanted to establish that. But yeah,
I agree with that too. Like Bitcoin is like how I would use Bitcoin is more of a savings type of thing. Like you know what I mean? You throw money in there, throw money in there. Like I would that Bitcoin is one of those ones that I would throw money in because of the price and everything. Like I, the money I put, I do have a little bit of Bitcoin, but it's just like a few dollars I throw in there here and there, and I don't care about that money. Like I'm not worried about those couple dollars type of deal. You know what I mean? Like it's just like something I don't watch. Like I watch my other coins and what they're gonna do. Like I'm not really looking. I can't. don't really have a lot of use cases personally for Bitcoin. Like I buy NFTs with my other coins. I may trade something with them or trade them for something else. So I don't know. I just don't see Bitcoin like the use case from my personal crypto journey. Like, but to put like savings because I know it's a good coin and eventually they, you know what I mean, the predictions on what Bitcoin posted to hit. Like I'm just like, yeah, I gotta have something in there just in case. Like that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin.
Yeah. I think also too. Um, I think also too, just with like the game of assets, like you know, is can you even really put crypto just because of the volatility of it? It's not stabilized. You can't really. Can you really put crypto as a whole as one of those asset classes? Like in terms of like real estate, stocks, this other businesses. Like, can you really at this point can we really say that crypto is an asset class of a whole? Is there too much unanswered questions in terms of like Bitcoin? Just too many naysayers still that we can't fully put like crypto on that list with the real estate and the stocks and the businesses. Like,
That's tough because like it depends on who you talking to. I think you know. I mean, some people would say
hey Shays, yeah, you was cutting out just a little bit. Um,
Yeah, I'm low ball there, man.
nah, go ahead and try again. I think your connection is better.
I was saying that. What was I saying? I forgot. Forgot what I'm
You said
saying.
it just depends on who you talking to. Like,
Oh yeah, depending on who you're talking to about because people have made a lot of money out here in crypto. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure those people would consider that as one of their asset classes. You know what I'm saying? Like if they got some real estate, they got some crypto, they got some of this. You know what I mean? Whereas if you're not into crypto yet, you might not consider it as an asset.
I
yeah,
mean, a lot of people are stuck on like what they're used to seeing as assets until they see the becoming the norm. Like, in the beginning, when the stock market was being created, like people thought was thinking the same thing. Like legit, like the whole entire American economy was just like, y'all want me? We're gonna be able to invest in pieces of a company. Y'all gonna legit give us that and be able to have voting rights and shares on that? Okay. And look how many, like at first it was just something for just the major, like for just rich people to get into. And before, and like same thing with, well, not same thing with crypto. Crypto just transitioned to like only, or it was majority like nerds and stuff that was investing in crypto at first because only they knew how to set up the wallets and stuff in the beginning. But it's just going to be able to transition until it becomes more of a normalcy. So as more people start creating more NFTs, start creating more governance tokens,
I
start
got to move over. Like you know,
yeah, as more people start finding different use cases for it. Like we literally at the beginning, man. We just seeing the beginning, and like we probably haven't even imagined what other use cases may come out of it. Like we just seeing NFTs and play to earn games at this moment. We really haven't seen what crypto can become. So it's just like until it becomes like a part of everyday life, just like cell phones. Even cell phones. Nobody thought cell phones would be like something that you can't live without. Like if you lose your phone right now, you lost. Like there was a time where like nah, you were perfectly fine not having a phone, but now it's just like at the end of the day, everybody's skeptical until it becomes the norm.
yeah. I think just going, just even some numbers. I think like with the real estate like market cap, I think it's like over like 280 trillion, and like with stocks, I believe like at this current moment, I think it's like maybe like 20, 30 trillion like
Mm.
US
shit.
dollars in terms of just like, and like for me it's just like with real estate it's, I mean there's been more millionaires made in real estate than any other like industry. Like it ain't even close. Like if you wanna make at this current time, and I'm saying that, and I'm super bullish on like crypto as a whole, but if
Mhm.
you want to make this like money, the money is in the real estate. But I feel like once crypto reaches like a fourth of that price, I feel like you know there's gonna be like more millionaires created that's in it today than like in history as far as like even us getting like a
Oh,
sample size of that 280 trillion because like bitcoin itself like like the whole crypto itself like is under like $1 trillion right now. Imagine once we get to like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trillion, like how many
20.
how many millionaires are gonna be made? How many millionaires are gonna be made in terms of like even that little bit of sample size? And I feel like that's just the very beginning as far as a lot of these other asset classes that have had, like Zia said, like over like years and hundreds of years of like, far as chart analysis, data, all these different type of things. So I feel like I think I think Bitcoin and crypto everything is still in this discovery phase in terms of like, all right, how crazy can this really get, and how many different blockchains and new technologies will come out that will change the way that we do business, or just how it gives like incentives back to the people. It's just so many different vast opportunities for different industries to like I don't know change the game and revolutionize different industries, whether we talk about the healthcare, the automotive industry, like um, whether we talk about education, like there's so many different things. So I feel like we're just still in that discovery phase as far as against like crypto. But I mean, just to keep it real, I mean, like I said mentioned before, like real estate is king of them all right now. I mean, if there's no more amount of money that you can make than you can go get money out there in the real estate market. It ain't close, but
people always gonna need somewhere to live at.
yeah, it's like the biggest. It's like the biggest asset class, but like I think I think you could deem like Bitcoin as an asset just in terms of like I do believe that I I believe like a lot of the other cryptos like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Tezos, a lot of those, I don't think you can really deem those as asset classes at this current time. But I don't know. I mean, depending on what you when you listen to this or come back or so many years, my word, I could be wrong. Like you never know. Just in terms of like who may rise in this current climate, but I think that people should take advantage of like the opportunities now that you have with crypto just because like once it does stabilize and so many people get in these prices will not fluctuate and you won't be able to make the percentage gains that you could possibly make like right now so
From here, yeah, from this point, like, you gotta get, that's why I said, I think it's been a good time for the last few months to buy and accumulate, like, get your shit right, because you don't want to miss the run.
yeah
Exactly. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be sitting there talking a few years from now, talking about, yeah, I remember when Bitcoin was at
Mm-hmm.
3,000, and I thought that was expensive. You don't want to be that person, or even just like looking at it like, oh, I'm just looking to see what happens and seeing if if it lasts and stuff. Like people that sit there and say, I want to see if the crypto market gonna last. Like, how long has the crypto market been out? Do you legit think that everybody in the crypto market, something's gonna happen bad enough for everybody to sit there and say, let me take all my money out of this?
That's what
Like,
I
let's
was
be realistic
saying.
about it. Like there's too
That's
much
what I was
involved and
doing.
invested in this. Like people are emotionally invested in crypto. It's not happening.
yeah
Like, I'm just saying, just
Now I'm saying that recently too, like that's the trend, like, and people is way too into it. Like I don't see crypto just disappearing out of nowhere now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like crypto is here. It's just a matter of time before everyone accepts it. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
here though. Like
Yeah, I think it's here to stay too. Like I can't see a point where crypto will just be non-existent. I just feel like it has too many use cases. Once people like really understand the full capacity and what it can do, then I feel like people will really, gravitate like towards cryptos. There's just certain things that I think about that, can revolutionize like certain things and you know, crypto in a sense will reward people and put that power back to the average person. But like again, like it just depends on the person who we're talking about. Just because some people don't even know that like they even want that power back, or if they even want to even if even if people don't even see a possibility that in our current like the way everything is constructed through like a one world, well, not a one world, but just a select government, and they have so much control on over your access of information, funds, like all those things. Like I don't know if people like really are disgruntled or disturbed by that to even want to do something about that. So I think it just depends on who we're talking to in terms of like the level of importance in crypto. But I feel like education is a big thing, and I feel like it's a humongous learning curve as far as just a lot of people not knowing exactly like what crypto is and what it does and what it represents. I feel like once we get to that, I feel like more and more people will come in.
crypto
I don't
at this
even think
point.
that. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just saying, I think that at this point, people think that crypto, like some people just think that shit is a word still. Like they really don't understand what the fuck it is. Like just crypto is just some shit that people do now to make money. Like, but other than that, they really don't have no idea what it is. Like,
I'm be honest, like most people don't even know what stocks and stuff do. They just think they just be throwing their money at it and gambling with that stuff. So I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there will be a time where most people gonna understand it. I just feel like people gonna sit there. It's just gonna be up to like businesses and stuff to find use cases for it, and people will do it. I just don't think a majority of people will invest in cryptocurrency, but I do think a majority of people will end up using it because they won't have a choice.
uh, hmm,
Yeah.
it's a good, interesting perspective on it. I didn't think about it like that. Like people just gonna use it and they never even gonna get into this side of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like how we dove into whatever blockchains or whatever that we get into in the crypto space. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way that they use it is gonna be to just pay for something or to receive that shit as a payment for something. Like, but not really to. Wow, yeah,
I guess like
pretty
that's like the
interesting.
next thing I was
Agree. I mean,
looking. I think for me that's like the next thing I was looking at was like what is some examples of where you feel like people will be forced into like using crypto? Like what does that look like? And I'm asking that just for like somebody that doesn't know a lot about crypto, like because all the stuff we're talking about could sound vague or whatever. So what does that look like for a person that's listening or watching or whatever platform, like being forced into using crypto? Like what does that look like?
think payment. I think payment is the way. You know what I mean? Like as a form of payment
Mm-hmm.
or something like that's gonna make people if they want this particular item, they gonna have to get some kind of crypto or whatever to do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way they're gonna be able to get it. You know what I mean? And that's gonna lead people into doing it on what? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like that's kind of one way to force people into using crypto.
Exactly. Like they're gonna be offering crazy discounts to like, yo, if you purchase this, if you make your purchase with this type of currency, then you get
Mm-hmm.
a discount. And it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy that damn currency and use this. I want my 25% off or some shit. But it's
Where?
it's just like that's why I mean force. I don't think it's gonna be on some militancy shit. It's gonna be more so like, hey, like, or if you want this, the rewards cards, like you know how we have the little grocery store rewards cards, little stop and shop cards and stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
gonna get those in the form of NFTs. It's just like, yo, you need a wallet and you need to hold one of these if you want to get these coupons now.
Yeah.
And that's you gonna have grandma sitting there asking like, "Yo, grandson, come set up my grandma's MetaMask real quick so I can get my
Yeah.
coupon."
Yeah, I think for me, I've thought about that too in terms of like like rewards and stuff like that. Just kind of like even like I thought about things in terms of like the automotive industry and just so many different use cases for that. As far as if we're talking like a reward system, because like what if we had like a system that actually, I mean, I feel like we have that now, but it's not as far as what I'm about to say. I just don't feel like it's prominent in terms of what if we had like a crypto or some type of reward system that actually rewarded people for driving the proper speed limit and like not getting tickets out there driving reckless, and then you got rewarded in crypto.
The insurance, you're saying? They got
Yeah,
to team up with the insurance.
yeah, and they rewarded people in crypto like, all right, we appreciate you being a good driver, so like we're gonna financially incentivize you to like drive good, and like if you
Yeah,
drive,
$200 in
yeah,
Ethereum.
yeah, or something like that. But like if somebody steals my idea, you heard it here first. But like anyway,
Yeah, yeah. Copyrights, man, copyrights.
yeah,
Exactly. We see you watching you, yo.
Yeah, man. You know, they be on it too.
yeah. But like it's just
Yeah,
certain things like that that goes to my mind. I'm just like, man, what if we had so many different
that's what
industries that will reward people?
chopping it up with y'all.
Huh?
That's why I love. I said that's why I love chopping it up with y'all though.
Yeah.
Like how y'all be coming up these different angles. Like yo, wow, yeah, that's true. Because I can definitely see both. I mean, use cases like people
Mhm.
using that shit to pay for shit, or they using it to give awards, whatever. It's gonna they gonna trick people. Like it's almost gonna be like they have to trick them into doing this shit.
Mhm. People
Yeah.
gonna
Like I
be,
said,
I don't want to invest in crypto. I bet, but you gonna have to use it.
yeah,
Like gas
well,
prices is up like crazy right now. Imagine
mm,
Mobil sitting there creating the Exxon Mobil token, and you use Exxon Mobil token to pay for your gas. Y'all go sit there and say, and then you get your gas at $1.99 per gallon compared to the prices that's going up. And it's just like, oh yeah,
mm,
Exxon Mobil. You damn right, people go sit there and buy some damn crypto for that shit. Especially with gas prices damn near $5 a gallon. Come on now.
mm-hmm.
That's just an example though. That's not really happening, guys.
Get the prices in
Uh-huh.
with a mobile. So lock your gas prices in with a mobile NFT.
Right? Get your mobile Exxon Mobil rewards card or something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We can't be giving out too many money out there down here, man.
I know we gotta
Yeah,
stop talking.
I have to action on.
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody might see this and like, take it some idea and run with it. So like, I don't know. There's a lot of that going around, but yeah, it's so many. It's just so many different like vast opportunities. Like when you think about crypto, but I just feel like that's just more and more along the lines of as you get into it and stuff like that, and just the deeper you get into it, and like also just making sure you just follow us. Like make sure you join our Discord and follow us on Twitter and things, and come rock with us, hang with us, and things. Because these are the type of conversations or just things that we talk about back and forth in terms of different things and other opportunities and how high crypto can actually go. So like being a part of that and those conversations, come fuck with us in the Discord. So just putting that out there. But in terms of like inflation, like I know like inflation, I see it as something that like squeezes the life out of like people as far as it makes people really gotta rub two pennies together, and like the value of their dollar is going down in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like what $100 bought you like 20 years ago is not what $100 worth today. And Do you think people do not understand that or grasp that, or is more so like they really don't care, like in terms of like inflation or like, well, it does like affect me, but I don't see it, like it's very small and incremental, so it's just like I don't know why is this
Right.
not a thing that people are not, I guess, standing
People
Shit,
up
don't
on.
like,
understand it. I don't think people understand inflation because it's hard to feel it until you see things like how expensive things get, and
mhm.
you see like the cost of living is going up. So like when once rent is going up, groceries is going up, the first thing to always go up is gas prices, and then everything else follows suit. So it's just like you're gonna start seeing all of that stuff going up, but our salaries won't be going up. So like right now, like we've seen the past couple years, like everybody was committing to raising everybody's salaries or the minimum wage, the national minimum wage, and now all of a
Mhm.
sudden everything's getting more expensive. So it's just like we literally going back to what we was at before. So people not gonna start feeling it. People only start feeling it. People never see the pattern of what it's coming up to because you're not like how it's hard to see inflation prices when legit the only currency you using is the US dollar. So
Mm.
it's just like you're not comparing it to any other currency or anything like that. But if you're in crypto or if you're in even in forex, especially if you follow forex, you would definitely see that the US dollar is becoming less valuable. And so it's just like you gotta. That's why I always said like that's why I was saying like I don't think people are going to invest in certain things because it's just like you have to understand different types of markets and people don't see it. I just don't think they understand it and they don't see it because there's it's legit the only currency they use, so you're not gonna be able to see it.
Y'all ever feel like people is just like coasting through life, like they don't like none of that shit matters. Like nothing that's going on matters. Not just fucking crypto, but like when it comes to a lot of shit, they just naive to it because they just live in life, bro. And like they don't like some of this shit is just normal. Like rent always go up. You know what I'm saying? But it's how much is going up now that you notice during inflation. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it smacked them in the face. Like right now, a lot of people getting smacked in the face. Like, yo, what the hell I'm supposed to do? But if anybody was paying attention before that, maybe we could have prevented something like this from happening. Like, what's there? What can we do to prevent something like an inflation? Something like inflation.
Crypto.
Yeah.
Everybody put your money in crypto. All these businesses need to create different platforms because if it's in crypto, one, all right, so well, we got to look at what causes inflation and what is inflation exactly. So to simplify it, it's more so like our dollar, our currency, our national currency is becoming less valuable. So because it's becoming less valuable, just like on the chart. So like if we buy something with Ethereum like less, and Ethereum is at a low price, value less in price, it's gonna take more Ethereum to purchase that NFT or something that's at that price or whatever. The say if it's $500, it's gonna take more Ethereum when Ethereum's priced at is at a lower mark. But if Ethereum is up, it takes less Ethereum to purchase it. So that's how the US dollar actually moves, just like these cryptocurrencies. People don't realize that because that's all you use. If you were only using Ethereum to buy stuff, you wouldn't even notice the trends of Ethereum moving up and down as expensive it is, as people are saying. But our US dollar is losing value. And then you guys sit there and say, why is it losing value? Because we in debt and we've always been in debt, and because we keep spending our money on bullshit. And if you see what our politicians have sit there and voted on, not the American people, but our senators, our Congress, they've all been voting on us for us to be spending money on wars that we don't even know what we're doing. We spending it on certain things. Like I think Biden was sitting there sending out crack pipes and stuff at some point. Like
Yeah.
spending on like dog, like spend it on a bunch of bullshit. And it's just like, yo, at the same time, you think of it as your own household budget. If you always spending your paycheck on a bunch of bullshit that you don't need, like, oh, I'm getting tatted, but rent is due. Or I'm buying a bunch of liquor and shit, but the baby needs food. Like, yes, you're gonna have people starving. You're gonna end up homeless. All of that shit is gonna be. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be madness. So think of it on a national scale. Like, yeah, our country, our government has been spending money frivolously. They've been using the flawless method on everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
The U.S. government,
Uh,
they've been using the flawless method, and we can't afford to be doing the flawless method. And so now we paying for it, and we gonna start seeing everything get more expensive. And the way, and it's like it's not something that we can get out of, but we can hedge it by other currencies, by creating currencies that we can control as communities. And that's the beautiful thing about crypto is that it's legit controlled, or the decentralized part of crypto is controlled by communities. So at the end of the day, it's just like if we say we all gonna sit there and control the floor of this project, that's what we gonna do. Nobody's doing that with the U.S. dollar, saying we gonna control the floor. Oh, well, yeah, there is. It's the top 1%, and we don't know who they is. And at the end of the day, we don't fuck with them. So no, I ain't rallying up with you, bro.
Yeah, I think I think too is just like going back to Shay's point. I just think people are just like, yo, that don't directly like affect me. So like them going to war, yeah, I mean it does, but I'm saying directly, like me personally, like my day to day, like I get up, I go to work, I do these things. Like I stop at McDonald's, I go get my number two combo with the with the sausage and the syrup or whatever. Like it don't affect me like personally when they go, you know, to these wars or whatever and spend a bunch of money and stuff like that. But then it's just like the aftermath for the or it's just like the cause of that, which causes our dollars to circulate and go up. I just feel like us as a society, we are not trained or we are not programmed or however you want to put it. We are not looked at to look and see what the government. All right, so like, what exactly is the government doing with my money this month? Like, I don't think us as a people like we're concerned about that. Like overall, I feel like it would be good to look at these senators and look at these people in Congress and be like, hold up, what exactly y'all doing with the money? Like y'all sitting up here like I it would be like I feel like it'd be economic revolution if people like really understood like what the government is doing and they just spending their money frivolously and then how that penalizes people. But that it's all true and it's all a good point. I just think it's not the popular like route or opinion for most people. Most people just don't care because it just goes back to that. How does it affect me directly?
I mean, they're gonna be saying that when they sitting there spending $10 for a loaf of bread. But like, how does this affect me? You gonna see it in a few years. Well, we already seeing how it affects us actually. Like gas prices legit is the first thing that happens, and that shit is expensive right now. People joke about it. We see the memes and all of that stuff and everything like that. But it's just like, no, this is real, y'all. This is just the beginning of a shitstorm. Like y'all forgot like how bad shit could really get. And Americans, like, we literally have a short ass attention span. We easily distracted as hell. Like legit, like what's that dog? Like that Disney movie where like with the dog where he just be like squirrel and then they just looking over there. That's Americans, yo. Coming from America, that's us, yo. Legit, we distracted as hell. The whole world could be on fire. Like a volcano could be erupting in California, and they just sit there and get distracted as hell by some memes and shit. We would make memes about this shit actually.
yeah.
The world could be burning, yo. The sky could be falling, everything, but we will get distracted by some bullshit. And it's just like we don't care after a while because our attention span is so low. I don't know if it's because of media or it's just in us to do that shit, but we don't. It's yeah, we different.
Yeah. I think it's a tie into all that. I think it's media. I think it's how we've been trained and educated um, to look at certain things. I think it's just a mixture of everything. It's just kind of like it was
Certain things.
it was by design. Like I don't think none of this was on purpose. I think it's by design of why this is not a popular thing and like why people you know look at like yo. It's like the game of money is not how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a millionaire, but you like $2.5 million in debt, like how much money are you having really? Like, you just a rich broke nigga. Like, that's all you really is. But like, people just we all about like, oh yeah, go get the money, go get the money. You know, do what you gotta do. Work 5 jobs if you have to. And I'm not dissing people. Like, you gotta go out. If you gotta go out here and get it, you gotta go out and get it. Like, I'm not. I do not talk anybody that has to provide for themselves or their family. Do what you gotta do. I just feel like we are not trained to talk in terms of the sense of like how much money are you keeping from that paycheck, or like are you adjusting your W-4? Are you, getting as much money, or just like the tax game? Like, I just feel like it's how much money are you keeping at the end of the result.
Yeah, tax
Like,
write-offs,
yeah,
like I wasn't taught none of that. Like, bro, I had to learn all of that, all of this by my own will, like to just know some certain shit. You know what I'm saying? Like everything ain't like you said. We only taught that our program is to keep us uh, submissive and obedient. You know what I mean? It's not to go be your own person and do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's not
yeah,
how they want everybody to be. They don't want everybody to be smart about money and care about where the like people. Some people just believe everything the government say. Like not for nothing. Like with the whole look at the vaccine shit with the
Mm.
COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like people just went and did that shit. They didn't care what if it was right, if it was good, if it was bad. They said, "Yo, it's something out here called COVID. Take this shot," and they just went and did it. You know
No
what I mean?
question.
Like not nothing against the people who got it, but some people went and did it without any kind of. You know what I mean? They just said, "Oh, the government said do this. I'm doing this." You know what I'm saying? Not knowing what the government could do. But maybe because I don't know, I could blame it on being black because I know the government was also responsible for Tuskegee, the Tuskegee experiments,
Yo,
and
I was just
same
getting to.
people who wrapped up blankets and gave out blankets with smallpox on it, and like governments is cool, yo.
Yep.
That's in some ways. So I don't trust it. Like that's just my personal, from what I've read and learned about how governments work. Like it's not about the lower class at all. It's never about the lower class. Like it's about keeping the people in power that's in power. And like Stu was saying from the beginning, keeping the rich rich. And oh, that's what people.
That top 1%, they the one that's in control. And if we have a decentralized system, which is what certain things within crypto will do, they not gonna let that shit happen. You think they want to let crypto happen? They would lose all their power.
Uh,
They would lose all of it, like legit. Like they would lose all their
that's why
money.
they try and get in. That's
Exactly.
why they
They bring
trying
them
to
on.
get their own coin and shit. Like
Hmm.
buying up all of the people and shit.
While they telling everybody else not to do shit. They're like, nah, don't get into crypto. It's bad. While they sitting there buying up mad Bitcoin and shit.
oh
Like,
yeah,
no. Like, how many politicians they said? Somebody put out a report showing how Nancy Pelosi, all of them got how much investment invested into crypto right now. And they got millions in that joint. And they made millions in the last bull run. So it's just like, yo, it's crazy. And even with certain countries illegalizing it. I know that Jamaica illegalized cryptocurrency, but then they created that one of their national banks sat there and created a whole digital currency that's the only currency they can use and call it and saying it's not cryptocurrency, calling it Jamdex, and it's just like they like it's not cryptocurrency, but we making every other
It's a
cryptocurrency.
digital. It's a digital asset, but it ain't crypto.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then they illegalize
Uh,
everything else is illegal. Bitcoin, every cryptocurrency is illegal, but they can't. But they only can invest in the national bank's currency. So it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, it's some bullshit. It's just like I think it's just like more so Jamaica's fucking government, they prime minister and stuff didn't have enough invested in crypto, so of course they don't want to have the people getting rich off of it. Like at the end of the day, people don't realize Jamaica is actually a third world country. As beautiful as them beaches are and everything, yo, them people are sitting there living poor and living like in third world conditions. Imagine if those people actually had access to cryptocurrency and the Bitcoin and everything, was able to invest in that shit. They would be able to change their entire lives around that entire island and become richer than most of those politicians that's out there. And they don't want that. They don't want that. You should see how some of the biggest names and those artists that we all know are sitting there living. They should be living like Hove and Dr. Dre and all of them out there. Beanie Man, Shaggy, all of them should be living like that. But nah, the government legit have that much of a tie on them that they not living like that. They living like regular 9 to 5 motherfuckers out there right now.
They can't get no big stuff like. They can't get nothing crazy out there.
What you mean, like Bitcoin and stuff? Yeah, they making money.
Not like Bitcoin. Like they can't get no, like you said, like the artists that live out there and shit. They not living big time. Like they can't get nothing crazy out there. Like
no, they don't make money like that. That's mostly because of royalties and shit like that. So imagine if they could start getting into their music NFT bag and stuff like that, and start sending out royalties and stuff. Like a lot of these artists, Jamaica artists, they get taken advantage of by American artists. You'll hear the reggae tunes and stuff that some of these artists use, and Chris Brown. One friggin' Red Rat. I don't know if you go back that far. If you know reggae, if you understand, if you know dancehall, you know Red Rat. Dude's a legend. And Chris Brown, one of his songs sampled one of Red Rat's music, and dude gave Red Rat no credit whatsoever. Red Rat went and sued Chris Brown. He gave him time, a few years, I think, actually, to come around and say, like, hey, dog, I'm going to pay you or give you some credit or something. And he was like, nah, fuck that. He sued him, and then everybody's sitting there looking at Red Rat like he crazy. Like, it's just like, nah, this song is like over 20 years old, and he ain't even get paid. Like, DJs would sit there and just play dancehall and stuff, and they were not getting credit off of these streams, especially because Apple Music and stuff didn't exist all of them times. And so DJs was just streaming stuff, so they wasn't making they legit bread that they should have been making, and they still not till these days. Like, you think DJ Khaled putting Buju Banton on his album, that he gave him the same credit that he gave Hove or anybody else or whoever else was a legend on that shit, even his minimal artists on there, that he gave them the same pay that he given them? Buju can't even leave Jamaica. He got deported over there, got deported back. So it's just like cryptocurrency could really change the lives of so many people in different ways, but legit governments do have a stronghold on the way people are being able to use their shit. But I'm sure there's people sitting there finding ways to get around it in Jamaica and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's just like, legit, like, why? Why are you doing that to your own people?
You gotta get VPNs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely
made some VPNs out there.
Yeah, you made some good points. Shout out to all my regular artists. I like Buju Banton. I was listening. Yeah, shout outs. Yeah. Yeah, a couple knockers on there I like listening to. I know one song, Champion. I'll be rocking that shit. Like, but yeah, it's just a whole bunch. I know we getting close to time, but yeah, I know for me it's like with the inflation and things. I just like my takeaway just for people that are listening is just like, just pay a little bit more attention to that, or maybe look up some news articles, or like when you do see that Facebook post that's recommended to you that the government, you hearing us talk about it, then they in your phone, and then 30 minutes later after watching this, like you might see that Facebook post about like inflation rates. Go click on the article just out of curiosity. Start doing small things. Or when you see that news article, I just feel like, just be curious. I'm not saying maybe increase your curiosity level by like 5 or 10%. I'm not saying go gung ho and start being a conspiracy or something. Like don't go overboard, but like, maybe increase your curiosity by like 5 or 10%, and just start looking into different things. You might be surprised with what you may find. So. Yeah, but yeah, y'all have any initial thoughts or last initial thoughts on like inflation, crypto, just any advice, tips for like the listeners, anybody listening in?
Just like you said, be curious, be careful, and just Legit, yeah. Just increase your curiosity, learn more. Don't be afraid to get lost down the rabbit hole. It's all good. Like, don't be scared.
Yeah.
This is my financial advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah, this ain't financial advice. We ain't. We not qualified to give you any financial advice. This is all just our opinion. So, yeah. Without further ado, I'm gonna close this out. I'm your host Stu. We cover all things blockchain, metaverse, NFTs. We ought to post on the Block Podcast. We will see you in the next one. Peace out.
Later.